An 8-bit Rocket Studios production.
Into the vertical blank.
Hi, this is 8-Bit Jeff here. I want to welcome you to Into the Vertical Blank, Generation Atari. This is our video series on the debug menu discs for the Atari ST and STE computers. We are starting with menu disc number 1. The games on this disc include Terminator II and Pro Boxing Simulator. It's interesting, when you play both of these games, they are so very similar. They look similar, and the controls are similar, and they're both just as bad as one another. But they look pretty good. The sounds are pretty good, music's pretty good. They're just not very much fun to play. The first game we're going to see, here's the debug menu. So the first game we're going to see is Terminator II Judgment Day. This was first put out by Ocean Software in 1992. The programmer was David Costello. Graphic artist was Kevin Bulmer. Musician, Jonathan Dunn. I am using Atari Mania for the information at the moment. One of the problems I have right now is I cannot record off of my Atari STE, so I am using an emulator. That will not happen for all of these. This is just the beginning, and I'm using the Steem Emulator right now. I could not find the instructions for this game. So I don't know exactly what the controls are, but you seem to be stuck on a level where you're trying to fight Terminator to Terminator, and it's a little bit like it's just a fight. Probably once you win, you get to move on, but I'm terrible at this game, so I don't really get to move on. By the way, it does not work if you put the disc in drive B. You have to put it in drive A. And I know that's a lot of loud sounds. The developer of this was Dementia Software. And here we go. Now, you can shoot each other, and you can kick and punch each other. And the controls are not responsive. And now you just beat each other. The animation looks a little bit like the Karate Kid, except for the Karate Kid is really good. Or better, at least. I am playing this with Steem, the latest version of Steem, and a real Atari joystick plugged in with a Stella adapter. So I get a pretty good... It feels a lot like I'm playing on my Atari STE. The sounds are a little off, and I apologize for that. The first few of these discs are going to be done with the emulator until I can get my HDMI in to my computer. And I have no idea, you can see at the bottom where once your face is completely gone, you're dead, and I die very quickly. I'm not good at this game. The rating on, but for all users of 11 votes on AtariMania.com is a 4.4 out of 10. The next game is Pro Boxing Simulator by Codemasters, developer Optimus Software, also from 1991, programmer Shane O'Brien, graphic artist Mike Muscat and Keith Ross, game design by Terry Simpson and Michael Simpson, musician Alistair Brimble. This has a rating of 6.0 with 2 votes on Atari Mania. This game's a little bit better, a little bit more eye candy, as you can see right there. When you start playing, though, I was trying to joystick mash like I did with Terminator, and I kept on hitting the opponent. I'm in the blue shorts, the opponent's in the red shorts. I kept on hitting my opponent in the privates. So then I just stood there without touching the joystick and just press the button, and that was the best way to play the game. It's slow, as you can tell. It looks pretty good, but it's slow, not very responsive. There's a lot of eye candy going on, but really, if you just, at least for this first opponent, if you just press the button and try to punch straight, you'll win, and I eventually do beat this opponent by doing just that. There are instructions for this game on Atari Mania, and I did not feel like reading them before I played. There are a bunch of moves you can do. The moves are, if you hold and press the fire button down, you punch up. You have a high guard, you have a kick. I don't know how that, it's a foul to kick. You have a groin punch, which is also a foul. You have a headbutt, which is a foul. There's lots of things you can do. Then your regular action is just body punch, crouch, low guard, jab, or body punch with fire. Really just jabbing or body punch was the best. The fact you can kick is really interesting, although you get disqualified when you kick. There's a foul right there. This game, in the instructions, it also says it came out for the Amiga 500 and Amiga 1000, as well as Atari ST. This does not seem to have any Atari ST STE improvements, although it does work. The disc certainly does. The disc has some great STE music if you have an STE. That's on the menu by Debug. And I won! And then I do not want to just sit and press the button again. So, although these are 2 good-looking games for the Atari ST, neither one is a game I'll ever play again, even with the instructions for Pro Boxing Simulator. They just are no fun.
An 8-bit Rocket Studios production.
Into the vertical blank.